Are layoffs coming for state employees? Next. Welcome to the Stan Simpson Show, a program about Connecticut people and compelling issues, making a point to drop in every week. To close a $3.5 billion budget gap, Governor Dan Malloy wants the state unions to come up with $1 billion in concession, even if he doesn't get it, the governor is threatening layoffs. In fact, layoff notices are expected to go out this week. Hartford Kern Capitol Bureau Chief Chris Keating is in studio to talk about who blinks first, the unions or the governor. In our second segment, we'll talk about the governor's plan to tax online buying in Connecticut and how the business sector is reacting to this. Then we'll wrap things up with some sports chatter. Is the NFL lockout really over? Who will win the NBA championship? And what's shaking with our local Major League Baseball teams? But first, the threat of layoffs is in the air. Chris Keating, Hartford Kern Capitol Bureau Chief, Master Reporter, recently anointed Master Reporter by the New England Association of Editors.
Newspapers, that's right.
Major award for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It means
Appreciate it.
Master Chris Keating.
Hey, there you go.
You are the man.
I have to get a green jacket then.
But that's right. Put the green jacket on you.
As a golf player.
But we discovered you years ago. You've been a regular contributor, and now they're just starting to find you now. We knew about you years ago.
That's good, and that is true.
That's true, right?
Back in the Capitol, I forget what year, 98?
That's right. We worked together. That's right.
Over there, a long time ago.
And some old stories that we can't tell on air, right? All right, we won't go there. All right, who's going to blink first? The governor's threatening layoffs. He said, listen, I need the $1 billion in concessions. If I don't get them, I'm getting layoffs. He's going to put these layoff notices out, this week. What are you hearing from the folks on the ground? Who is going to blink first?
Well, they are not ruling out an agreement. I mean, they're still working hard and trying to get agreement. Nobody wants layoffs,
right.
If you think of it. Really, nobody wants it. But Friday, May 6th is the important date. Friday, May 6th, because that is exactly 8 weeks from the start of the fiscal year, which is Friday, July 1st. So May 6th is a very important date. And the reason why that's important is the most senior employees need an 8 weeks notice. It's in the contracts. If you're going to lay somebody off, the most senior people, you have to give them 8 weeks notice. Somebody who is not that senior, you don't have to give them 8 weeks, but the 8 weeks is an important tripwire. So Friday, May 6th is a very important day in this whole thing. The unions and the Malloy administration have done a very good job at keeping this under wraps. Whenever we try to find out about it, it's relatively difficult. They have a confidentiality agreement, and they've been sticking to it. So they've been doing a pretty good job at sticking to it.
There are guys like you, they're really keeping quiet. I don't believe that for a second.
Well, we did get a survey from one of the unions, A&R, so we do know what they're talking about. We do know what they're talking about with pensions and health care.
What do they want to do? What are the unions saying on this?
Well, two of the biggest things that Malloy is looking for, and what they were asking the union members in this survey, will you accept a 1-year pay freeze? Will you accept a 2-year pay freeze?
And what's the answer to that?
2-year pay freeze. That is up in the air. I'm not exactly sure exactly.
That seems reasonable for someone who's a third party here. I mean, take a pay freeze in extraordinary time. What are they?
Okay.
What's the balk at with that?
Well, another possibility is some people don't want pay freezes, but that's a 2-year pay freeze. Another possibility is for new employees, you would have a 401k plan instead of a pension plan. There's been a lot of things in the newspapers lately by John Lender and other people that the pensions for the longest running state employees, people who are retired, are fairly lucrative. Very lucrative,
right?
Yes. For a new person just coming in, it's a different story. But what they call the Tier 1 pension is very, very lucrative. People with 6-figure pensions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some over $200,000 a year in pensions.
We can suspect that will stop sometime soon in the future, that they will go to a 401k. It doesn't matter when they start doing it, but it seems like the 401k idea is one that has come. It's a matter of when they begin to implement it, because a lot of folks are barking now about the 6-figure pensions. That wasn't the intent for state employees.
And you could start, for example, you could start that if it went for, you could say all new employees after July 1st, the start of the fiscal year, you have a 401k plan now, no more pension. They may do that. That's one of the issues that's on the table. Health care. One of the health care proposals was, would you accept an extra $30 a month in premiums, or would you accept an extra $60 a month in premiums, which would be $720 a year? Some people don't like that. An extra $720 a year on your premiums, plus a wage freeze, plus switching to a 401k. You add all those in. Those three are the big three things. Wage freezes, health, and pension changes.
Okay.
Those are the kind of things that are on the table.
And again, the third party, all those things seem reasonable. The question is, the union wants them to tax the rich more, right? That's it. What comes down to the union say, hey, don't hit us, hit the rich guys more. And others saying, wait a second, everyone's got to share this debt here. And what's wrong with having another $30 or $6 a month in this extraordinary time? You take your share too. So it's really a philosophical debate. Do you soak the wealthy, or do you spread it out and let the middle class get its hit? Now, you had your comments here. Let's see how you responded. You're a master reporter. Let's see how you responded on air after this thing broke. Chris Keating in studio. Chris Keating on air after this thing broke. Mike Mack hit him with that.
Friday, May 6th is a very important day because the layoffs would take effect at the start of the fiscal year. The senior employees, the most senior employees in the state, have to have 8 weeks notice, and that is why the 8 weeks threshold is there.
So I just want the folks to see you, that hear you're calm and composed. You also can do it the live shot. I just want the folks to know why you're a master reporter, to get an idea of why you're an executive standard. So, end of the day, story to advance. My prediction, Chris Donovan, Speaker, right?
Yes.
Big union guy.
Yes, big union guy.
I'm going to predict that at some point he and the governor are going to have a little friction, because at some point I predict the union is going to have to blink, and at some point the relationship between Donovan, the House Speaker, and the governor is becoming a little bit frayed. Your thoughts on that? Possible?
That may happen. One point I would like to make on Donovan.
Yep.
I spoke to him personally the other evening, and he's as close to the unions as anyone.
Absolutely.
And he said that they are keeping him in the dark on these negotiations.
You believe that?
He was a union organizer. His son is a union organizer.
I don't believe that.
There's nobody closer to the unions.
Nobody.
There's nobody closer to the unions than Chris Donovan. He said he bumps into people all the time the way you and I might bump into somebody. He bumps into union people. Said that he doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes. And Rick Melita, his union liaison, another union guy, Rick Melita, said he doesn't know what's going on in the talk team.
You're a master reporter. If you believe that one, I got a bridge to sell you somewhere. We'll talk. All right, we're going to come back with more of Chris Keating. We talked about the layoffs. We'll talk about an idea now to tax internet sales. They're calling it the Amazon tax. How do you feel about it? Don't go away. You're watching the Stan Simpson Show. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Don't go away.